Hey, what's going on, guys? So this video is going to deal with the Pythagorean Theorem. Okay, so basically the Pythagorean Theorem, it was discovered by Pythagoras, who was an ancient Greek mathematician. Some people believe it was actually discovered by his students. However, it was credited to him, but in reality, it doesn't really matter because it's just a great formula that helps us out. So the way it works is that if we have a right triangle with a leg A and a leg B and a hypotenuse C, the length of A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Okay, it's like a pretty easy formula to figure out. There's nothing too crazy about it. So let's just start off with an example. Okay, let's say I have a triangle. That's right. Okay, and we have a leg of 3, we have a leg of 4, and we want to find x. Okay, the biggest thing you need to find out is which side of the triangle are you trying to solve for. Are you trying to find the leg or the hypotenuse? Since we're trying to find our hypotenuse, our equation is 3 squared plus 4 squared equals x squared. Okay, and it's just an equation, so you just simplify it. So we get 9 plus 16 equals x squared. 9 plus 16, whoops, that's what I just wrote. 25 equals x squared. To get x by itself, you square root both sides, and you get x is equal to plus or minus 5. Okay, now you guys are going to ask me, we have plus or minus 5, but which one is it? And we all know that dealing with triangles, it's geometry and it's real life and it's distance. You can't have a negative distance, so the only answer we really care about is the positive 5, since a negative 5 cannot be a distance for us. So the hypotenuse here is 5. Okay. Again, that's nothing crazy. That's the only bad thing about the Pythagorean theorem is it's just a theorem, so it's really easy. It's just plugging and chugging. I don't know, let's check and see. Let's say we have this triangle. Okay, it's a 20 by 21 by 29 triangle. Okay, if you notice, I didn't draw the little box in the bottom left hand corner stating that this is a right angle, because what we need to do is we need to see, is this a right triangle? So basically, if 20 squared plus 21 squared is equal to 29 squared, that proves that agrees with the Pythagorean theorem, so this means that it's a right triangle. Okay, so in order to prove that or check it out, we just do 20 squared plus 21 squared, since your two smaller sides are always the legs, and we need that be equal to 29 squared, since your longest side is always going to be your hypotenuse. Okay, so 20 squared, we're going to get 400 plus 21 squared is going to give us 441, and 29 squared gives us 841. Okay, we simplify. 400 plus 441 is 841, and that is also equal to 841. Since this is a true statement, we can conclude that a 20, 21, 29 triangle is in fact right, since it agrees with the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, it doesn't really get any harder than that. The only way it can get harder, and it's really not even that hard, is I'll just do one more example. Okay, so far I gave you a triangle that had a leg and a leg. Then we proved that a triangle was a right triangle. Now we're going to find a missing leg. So I'm going to tell you that that's the hypotenuse of 25. Okay, and then we're going to say that this side is 10, so we need to find x. Okay, since x is one of our legs, our equation is going to be 10 squared plus x squared equals 25 squared, or 100 plus x squared equals 625. Okay, we want to get x all by itself, so we subtract 100, and we get x squared is equal to 525. Okay. The way that you get the x squared to become by itself is we need to take the square root of both sides. Okay, so we have x is equal to the square root of 525. Okay, since we've been simplifying a lot of square roots, we can actually simplify this to become 25 times 21. We can bring the 25 out front, and I know you guys are going to hate me for this because it's a lot of work, but hey, it's math. And when you bring the 25 out in front of the square root, it becomes a 5. So square root of 525 is equal to 5 radical 21, or if we just want a rough estimate answer, it comes out to about 22.91. Okay. And again, this is the third type of problem that goes with the Pythagorean theorem. You're given the hypotenuse and a leg. You need to find the missing leg. This requires the most algebra, but then again, algebra is nothing hard. You guys are pros at it. So that sums it up for the Pythagorean theorem. Next up, we'll do the midpoint formula.